Another piece of the movie important to note is the presence or absence of
Shut the
music.
door, please, Elizabeth.
To better create tension between Elizabeth and talking to her father, the happy, floating piano notes that dominated the audio beforehand are abruptly cut off to invite you to listen intently. It gives weight to the conversation.
Lizzie, are you out of your senses? I thought you hated the man.
No, Papa.
He's rich, to be sure. He would have more fine carriages than Jane. But would that make you happy?
Have you no other objection than your belief in my indifference?
None at all. We all know him to be a proud, unpleasant sort of fellow. But this would be nothing if you really liked him.
I do like him.
Yeah.
I love him. He's not proud. I was wrong. I was entirely wrong about him. You don't know him, Papa. If I told you what he was really like, what he's done.
What has he done?
But she doesn't like him. I thought she didn't like him.
So did I. So did we all. I must have been wrong.
Won't be the first time, will it?
No, nor the last, I dare say.
Good Lord. I must pay him back.
No. You mustn't tell anyone. He wouldn't want it. We misjudged him, Papa, me more than anyone, in every way, not just in this matter. I've been nonsensical. He's been a fool about Jane, about so many other things, but then so have I.
A good psychoanalytic tie-in can be found if you watch
He and
what
I
it means
are-
for a character to cover their mouth. It represents them not being able to
He and I are
express
so
what they
similar.
really feel. Elizabeth's mouth covering is
We've
obvious.
been
It's
so
simply her
stubborn.
being overcome with feeling and happiness and being a general happy girl having gotten engaged. The father's, however, represents him not being able to say what he truly thinks of his favorite daughter in love
You
with
really
another
do
man.
love him, don't you?
Very much.
One part of the scene that's most open to interpretation by virtue of its ambiguity is
Cannot
the embrace
believe
that happens between
that
Elizabeth
anyone
and
can
Mr.
deserve
Bennet.
you.
It's possible to just skim over the interaction here and call it the
seems I
happiness
am
of the two
overruled.
characters going on. On the other hand, you could really
So,
dig into the subtle physical
I
nuances
heartily
going on.
Give
Just
my
before
consent.
Elizabeth descends down to hug him, she covers her mouth. I read this again as her excited nature keeping her from words. The father, however, covers his mouth only for a second while she embraces him, and then only for a
Not
second
parted
again,
with you, my
right
Lizzie.
here, after she
Anyone
leaves.
less worthy.
He seems to have a lot more that he isn't saying from this perspective.
If any young men come for Mary or Kitty, for heaven's sake, send them in. I'm quite at my leisure.